Hi everyone, today we have two cards that we're going to create using the new open window portrait style stamp and available die that you can purchase to go with it. This is the open window stamp and the open window die. These are the portrait facing windows through Blue Knight Rubber Stamp as part of their new release. I'm going to be stamping the stamp on some paper that looks like wood paper. This is just some paper that I had in my stash, and I'm going to be using VersaFine Clara Nocturne ink to stamp this, and I'm going to stamp it again on some darker pattern paper that is wood grain like paper, and I'll just go ahead and stamp that. So that saved me from having to color the stamped image. After stamping on the dark and the light colored paper that looks like wood grain, I went ahead and used my Spellbinders Platinum 6 and I cut those out. The die that is sold separately from the stamp cuts out the window and the window panes. Then you can create whatever scene you would like looking out that window. I'll have the products that I'm using linked below in my description box, including the link to find the Blue Knight Rubber Stamp website. Now that I have my window frames, which they cut out beautifully on that wood grain paper, now that I have them cut out, now I'm going to create two different cards. For my first card, I'm going to be using pan pastels to create a background with a sun. As you know, Blue Knight Rubber Stamp sells a lot of beautiful scenic silhouette stamps, which would go very well with these new windows stamp and die that you could buy separately. This is a stencil and stamp through set that is sold by Blue Knights. It's called Circles. You can use it to create the sun background with your pan pastels. Now, pan pastels are a finely milled pastel product. They are not chalk. They are very much like the consistency of a nice eyeshadow or blush. So very delicate and not a lot of fallout, which means not a lot of dust. And they basically remind you of using and creating with ink, but without the mess of using ink. You're not going to get ink all over your fingers. With pan pastels, you can erase them. So, for example, as I'm doing this sun, if there's something I don't like, I could erase it. Not that I would just on a round shape, but there are techniques that you use where you do erase pan pastels. Anyways, this is what my sun looks like. So it's got, yellow. I used light yellow and then dark yellow. And then this stencil set comes with a mask. So I'm using that mask to cover the sun. And then I'll be able to create my, it's supposed to look like a bright sunny day type sunny background. And I'm going to be stamping a large giraffe and a silhouette tree on top of this, and so very much to look like an African safari. So as the sun is setting, for example, you would imagine the skies being a blazing bright orange. All right. So these little sponges are just makeup sponges that I purchased like at the dollar store. There are special sponges that you can purchase that were made especially for pan pastels. The only difference is the softy sponges that are created for pan pastels are a little more of a dense material, and they're not as squishy as a cosmetic makeup sponge. Especially this one that I'm using, it's really soft. Depending on the makeup sponge that you purchase, it could be a firm sponge or a real squishy sponge. The cheaper ones are the soft and squishy ones. Anyways, what I'm saying is they're very similar as far as like their shapes to the actual softy tools. And here I'm picking up some of the light yellow. By the way, Blue Knight Rubber Stamps sells these pastels in palettes and individually. The advantage of buying them in palettes is that Blue Knight partnered with Pan Pastels to create 2 or 3 special palettes. One is called Sunrise Sunset, and it has the sunny colors and the sunset colors, like the oranges and the yellows. And it also comes with white, and it comes with a colorless blender. The other one is called Day and Night. So it has like the blues and the purples. It comes with a white and also with a colorless blender. And then the third palette is the pastel colors. So it reminds you very much of light colors, Easter colors, light pastel colors. And I have purchased the Sunrise Sunset and the Day and Night palette from Blue Knight. And then I have just added individual pans to my collection. And the palettes will hold a whole bunch of those pans. And you are getting them already put together with the colors that go well together. Now what I'm doing here, I'm just using the tip of my sponge, dipping it in this red, and I'm just dragging it across, halfway across. And that's going to create this dramatic background with streaky skies. Let's call it that. When you're using your pan pastels, having a paper towel nearby is handy because you can use a sponge in multiple colors. So like light yellow, bright orange, but you can clean it in between. And that's what I'm doing by using the paper towel. Or say if I dip it into that really deep red color and I think that I have a little bit too much, I can just use my paper towel. And these little sponges don't have to be cleaned. You don't have to wash them. You can just use your paper towel and clean off any excess. So we'll continue with Pan Pastels creating this background. But for the sake of time, I am going to speed this up, and then you will be able to see what it looks like when it's done. The stamp I'm going to be using is called Grace and Peace. This background is not the one that I just created. I created this background off camera. This is the Grace and Peace stamp set. It features the giraffe and the tree and the grass, and then it has a sentiment. We're not going to use the sentiment today. We are going to stamp the giraffe. Now, this magnetic ink pad holder, which is wood, it's wood with a magnet in it, and then you receive a metal plate that you attach to the back of your ink pad. And this magnetic ink pad handle is fantastic, especially if you have arthritis in your hand like me, and it helps you get a better grip. So that's what it looks like with the card panel that I made with Pan Pastels off camera. This one that you're looking at right now, this is the one that I just created in my video. I'm going to line up the image and then go ahead and stamp it with VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. Because I'm using a stamping platform, I can stamp it more than one time with ink, making sure that that paper goes back to its original spot each time. That way the inked image will land at the same spot. Now that looks fantastic. I'm really pleased with how these turned out. To finish my cards, I've got the portrait stamp cut out with the portrait window stamp cut out with the portrait window die. And I love how the windows are open, how the window panes are open. You can see through them, and then you have that beautiful view to that safari. To finish these cards, I simply mounted them on black for a matte layer before mounting them to an A2 card base. I'll show you a photo of one of the finished cards. This is what it looks like when it's all put together. Now let's go ahead and create a second card using another stamp from Blue Night, which we are going to watercolor. The stamp is called Barberry Branch, which features this beautiful floral branch and some butterflies. All right, let's go ahead and line this up on our panel of cardstock, and I'm going to use VersaFine ink, just regular VersaFine Onyx Black ink, because I am going to watercolor. And to watercolor, I'm going to be using Catherine Pooler ink pads. Not sure if you've ever tried watercoloring with ink pads or re-inkers, but it's a great way to get a lot more out of your products. So the color that I'm using first from Catherine Pooler is called Cotton Candy. I just have a little bit of clean water, and I have a watercolor brush, and I'm just taking my watercolor brush or water brush, or even just a regular paint brush with a fine tip, and dipping it into that ink pad. You can also squish the ink pad down on your palette. So for my palette, I have a glass board magnetic glass mat. That's what that purple mat is that I'm using. I love the color purple, so I got the purple mat as a gift from my friend Nancy, my best friend Nancy. Isn't it beautiful? I was super thrilled with this. Now I'm switching over to Pucker Up. This color is a lot more vibrant than the first color that I was using. The first color was Cotton Candy, and to me it was just a little bit too light. I want you to be able to see the petals that are colored in pink. And I felt that with that lighter color, it just wasn't dark enough. And with that, you can do different shading if you'd like, but the petals are really tiny. And so I'm using a real small, fine-tipped paintbrush. I added a little water to the ink that I smooshed onto my palette, and that's really all I need. I'm just taking a little bit at a time. I forgot to mention this is a watercolor paper. It is from Northwoods Rubber Stamps. Now I'm grabbing some purple ink. This ink is also Catherine Pooler. It's called 16 Candles. And I smooshed it down on my glass board, added a little water, and that is what I'm using for my watercolor paint. I'm coloring in these little butterflies with some purple, coloring in the center of the flowers and some of the leaves on the flowers. I don't know what color the barberry branch is with the flowers. I don't really know what it looks like in real life, but I think this turned out really nice. Okay, now I'm grabbing the cloud stencil from Blue Night. By the way, I did color the branches with the brown ink from Catherine Pooler over coffee. Now I'm grabbing some inks from Catherine Pooler using this cloud stencil from Blue Night to create pink and blue clouds. For pink, I'm using It's a Girl, and for blue, I'm using Oh Boy. And when I first applied it, it was super saturated. So the clouds at the top are definitely brighter than the clouds at the bottom, but that's okay because that's the way I want my card to look. And besides, we're going to be using that window frame stamp that I die cut, and I think that will look nice, even with the ink being so deeply saturated at the top. The window frame is going all the way to the top, and it covers up a little bit of that super saturated blue. And this is really easy to assemble. There's a lot of space that you can put your glue down, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it right onto that panel that I created. Then I'll trim it down and mount it onto a piece of black cardstock for the matte layer. Also, these windows, you can kind of curl them back a little bit to give it a little bit of dimension, which I think is a really pretty thing about about the window frame and the die. Okay, now that I have everything ready, I can just glue this down, and I'm going to show you the finished card. This is what it looks like when it's all put together. I want to say thank you very much for watching my video. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe. And please give this video a thumbs up. Also, I would love it if you would leave a comment below letting me know which card is your favorite. Now that you saw still photos of both cards individually, here is a still photo of the two cards together side by side. Don't forget to leave a comment. Thanks so much for watching. Have a hopeful day. Bye-bye.